So it's Saturday night and I am, have a nice chill time. Have a nice chill time. It's amazing that I don't actually know the real words on this because I've been wearing this non-stop for about 3 years. It's just like my uniform for night. I'm sure David hates it, but he's too polite to say. But anyway, I love my Charlie Brown thing. And I was doing some stitching. Oh God, I can't even show you what I made. It was the worst thing I've ever made. It was hilarious. But I was doing some stitching and watching a YouTube video, and I was thinking one of the things that, one of the skills that I really don't have is talking. Like, I can talk to the camera if I've got something to say, like if I'm sort of talking about, helping people with their work or doing things like that. But to talk to the camera, like, you know how some people can just talk? It's like everything that goes through their mind, they can just say it out loud. I'm just no good at that. I just can't do that. And I think, part of it is also because, it's not solely because of this, but there is a part of me, I've worked really hard to have a fairly quiet inner life. I don't know whether that's got anything to do with the fact that I just don't have that art of just gabbling, just talking about, because I don't know. So I'm really struggling. Anyway, I thought I'd just switch on the camera and record something because it's Saturday night. David's gone to the football in Melbourne, but he messed up the time, so he's not going to be that late home, which is kind of good. But anyway, that's a shame. He thought that was a night game, and anyway, he ended up being like an hour late for the game. But at least he got a seat on the train, because sometimes the train from Castlemaine to Melbourne is so full that you have to stand up all the way to Melbourne and back the other way as well, because they don't put enough carriages on, do they? So there you go. I'm just talking now. So Saturday night. So I'm going to have, before he left, he made me some soup. I had cooked a really amazing Nigel Slater. Where are you, Nigel? I've got you on the bookcase in the kitchen. I can't see my Nigel. Nigel, where are you? Oh, here it is. This is a great cookbook. This is a great cookbook. Nigel Slater, Real Cooking. I don't know if you can see how dirty it is. A cookbook is loved when it's really grubby, because I have cooked this chicken so many times. I don't even need the recipe. It's not even a recipe, really. It's really about heating it and, you put the potatoes in, lots of butter. So, it's one of those ones that real healthy people probably wouldn't go for it. But I love this roast chicken. So I cook this through the week, and we have roast chicken 2 nights in a row because there's only 2 of us here. So yeah. And then there was more chicken left over. So David has made a really beautiful Asian noodle soup for me to have for dinner tonight. So I'm going to warm that up now and snuggle in and probably watch another episode of Call My Agent, the French version. The English version is really great too. It's called 10%, but the French version is 4 seasons, so you can really indulge, really go deep. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. So that is my Saturday night. So go wild here in the country on a Saturday night. And I'll show you the soup.
To be in your home, you know what to do. Drop me a message. And then we've got the huge pink.
All right, I'm going to turn you around now and show you the soup. So the soup's in here. So it's chicken and bok choy and shallots and I don't know other magical things he puts in it. Probably maybe some fish sauce. No. I don't know. See, I don't know much about cooking really. So that is heating up in there, and then he's already cooked the ramen noodles. And so what I do, because he told me to, is I just put some noodles in the bowl. Nice bowl, hey? This local makes these bowls. Although I think he's retired now. I think every house in Malden's got, you know, heaps of his stuff. But I think that man, he used to sell at the market. Anyway, hey, I'm rambling. That's really good, isn't it? So, yeah, I'll just put some noodles in there. Hello, Beatrice. And then pour the boiling soup over top of them, and that will revive the noodles. No need to cook them again. And pop some, I'll run outside and get some coriander. And that will be... I'm amazed that I actually got all coriander and not, how cool are these scissors, garden scissors, a friend gave me those. Yeah, I just went out in the dark and cut a little bit of coriander. I thought I would have got a whole lot of oxalis with it because the oxalis is growing in the veggie beds and everywhere. It's that time of year. But anyway, just a handful of coriander. It smells... I wish you could smell it. It smells beautiful. Yum. Oh, okay, I'll give that a good stir. And then I'll pop it in the bowl with some coriander on top. And yes, I have my very own. They're wearing out now. They're quite old, like years old, probably 10 years old. My Hello Kitty chopsticks. So they will be good. For starters, at least. I couldn't hold the camera and tear the coriander at the same time. Anyway, you get the drift. Please don't ask me for the recipe for this soup because I have no idea how he makes it, but it is really, really yummy and it's a great way to use up leftovers.
Because I have to take you off my pen pot. So let me just move this chair out the way. So this one, I will pull this round so you can see the light on it. It's a dull day today, it's raining outside. So I'm going to stand next to her so you can see how big she is.
And that, as they say, is that. I went a bit nuts last night and I changed all the furniture around. So I put the couch there and I put the two chairs here. As you can see, our house is very small, but our furniture is quite large. Anyway, I'm liking it. I'm really liking it in this way, but I couldn't manage the rug. I did the furniture moving on my own. I was able to drag all the chairs and stuff around, but I couldn't manage the rug. It weighs a ton. So I just shoved it there, and I said to David, I sent him a text message for when he came home, because I was going to be in bed by the time he got home, just said, do not open the lounge room door because it's obstructed. And he's like, what's obstructing it, but I didn't answer him. I just let him come home to a surprise. And now the cats are all in shock. They can't cope with the change. They're very discombobulated, especially Beatrice. She thinks the lounge room's her room. So anyway, that's where we're at. We've got a reconfigured lounge room and it feels like it's working better. Feels more defined. Just in from the market, the Makers Market, and I thought I'd show you what I got. I don't know about you, but I've got a real thing about markets. I always feel really responsible, like I want to buy something from everybody, because I just think people who do markets work so hard, and it's such a precarious business model. And also there's often a lot of young people at markets, and I think, you know, they've got dreams and they've started these little businesses and they're putting their heart and soul into it. So I just always feel like I have to buy something and I want to buy from everybody. Anyway, that's just my issue. So I bought this from this lovely young girl. She's probably only in her 20s doing ceramics, and she put some free stickers in, which is really cute. So this is what I got, and I think it's adorable. Little unboxing, unpapering here. How cute is that? I just think that is the cutest little thing, little plate. So, what does it say? Something designs on the back there. But yeah, it's a really pretty little plate. So that's what I got, and I'm very happy. And David got some gourmet whatnot, but he also got kick-ass Kasundi. So he's happy. So I got a plate and David got Kasundi, and all is right with the world. All right, the final update. The mat it was so easy to put the mat down when I had David with me, and we swapped those chairs around so that that one's over in that corner because it's a bit, I don't know, it's a shallower chair. It's always a juggle. It's always a juggle. The house that we lived in Melbourne, the last house we lived in Melbourne was quite large. Like, it was just a terrace house, but the rooms were big, so the furniture didn't seem so big. But now you come to a little cottage and everything seems like huge. And flowers from the roadside stall from the flower girl. So we will now light the fire, and we reckon that the fire will be even warmer too, because the couch acts like a little wall between the two rooms. So I'm happy about that. Did you see all the there's such a variety of flowers in there. Rose, there's snapdragon, gelatin wax, gum leaves, salvia, I think. Anyway, it's a good little bundle for $10. Gerbera, I've got the gerbera. Some kind of like, looks like thryptomene. I don't think it is. There's a snapdragon there. And that looks like a hydrangea. I don't know, that would be weird at this time of year. And I forget what that is. Somebody in the comments will tell me. Just two more things I wanted to tell you before I sign off. And thank you for anyone, there's the cat on the table. Thank you for those of you who subscribe and come along and leave comments. I read all the comments. I love the comments. Here's Harry. You gonna say hello? You gonna get in the shot? Harry, come here. Come. Oh. He's so big now. Such a big boy. Just think he was size of a piece of a butter stick. Riddled with disease, weren't you, when you got dumped in the pound? Now you're a big smoochy boy. So, two things I wanted to show you. I wanted to recommend this if you like a cozy read, fantasy. I'm just obsessed with TJ Klune. I just love his work. So I'm reading the sequel to this now. I think it's called The House Beyond the Sea. But yeah, it's kind of like, sorry, I've got cat fur now. It's kind of like, to me, it's like Harry Potter for grown-ups. You know, like it's got all that sort of mystery and magic, but you know, low stakes. This is the thing about cozy fantasy, cozy gothic. Total new obsession. All right. And the other thing, I've got a little box here. This is a Trinny box that some Trinny makeup was delivered in, but inside I got some postcards of my art mate. So we've got them in the wool shop just for a bit of fun, because the original's in the wool shop. I gave it to Roz because she really loved it, so I put it in the frame and I gave it to her, and it's hanging in the shop. And then she said, oh, why don't you make some postcards of Rug Up? So that was a fun thing that happened. So now I've got a stack of these that I'm just giving to people when I need to write a note or anything like that. So that was really easy to just did it online through was it Vistaprint? Yeah, Vistaprint. All right, I'll sign off now and have a coffee and snuggle in. We can light the fire now. It's about 3 o'clock, so it's getting really cold. We had a frost last night, so winter's starting to feel a bit more serious now. It's not just dress ups, it's a little bit of suffering as well. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye for now. You beauties can now go out into the entrance hall where it's nice and cold, because you won't enjoy sitting in front of the fire like we do. You can come back in. I'll definitely bring them back in the morning when it's nice and cold again.